In the story of the Good Samaritan, the traveller is beaten up by bandits. Bandits often carry weapons and need to do target practice. So we're going to have a go at making one of these. It's not a weapon that you're going to be able to hurt people with, because that wouldn't be very nice. But you can have some fun with it, trying to knock down other toilet rolls. And what you do is you load your pom-pom in the top like that. Pull it back, release, and off goes your pom-pom. And when you've made your launcher, have a chat with the people that you live with about what barriers to helping people do we need to knock down. Have fun. The first thing we need to make is our missile. So for this you need a fork and the ball of wool from your goodie bag and a nice sharp pair of scissors. And the first thing you're going to do is take a really rather long piece of wool, and you'll see why it needs to be so long later on. And you're going to fold that piece of wool in half. And then you're going to take your loop and you're going to slide it between the middle prongs or tines of your fork. Pull. So you want half of the wool dangling between the prongs on the front of your fork and half of the wool dangling between the prongs on the back of your fork. And you hold it in place with your hand like so. And then you need to take your wool again and you need to wrap it around the fork like so. And the more, just hold that place, the more you wrap it around, the more wool you get on your fork, the fatter, fluffier and heavier your pom-pom will be. And I reckon for the purposes of this we need quite fat, quite heavy, quite firm pom-poms. So I am putting quite a lot of wool round and round on my fork. Now I reckon that looks about right, so I'm going to cut that off. And this is where you realise why you need your long bit of wool, because it's really important that you bring these together as tight as possible, otherwise your pom-pom will fall apart. And I've discovered that the way to do this most effectively to start with is to find your loop and put your fingers through it like that, ready to grab the piece of wool that you've brought up from around the back. Can you see? Along to the front. Grab it, pull it through the loop. Try not to knock your video. And you should be able to see how that's now made a ring. And you can now pull back and get it really rather tight, and especially if you then pull your fork out and pull as tight as you can without breaking your wool. And then I'm going to wrap it around once with the two bits together like that. And then I'm going to actually separate these now. And I'm going to go clockwise round twice with one, and anti-clockwise twice with another, and then where they meet I'm going to tie a slip knot and pull as tight as I can and flip it over and do another one, another slip knot. Ooh. And pull as tight as I can and then turn that slip knot into a granny knot, and I'm keeping my finger there to try and stop it slipping. So it does need a bit of jiggery pokery. Can I hold that there so that I can then pull? There we go. And I'm going to do one more over this side just to be absolutely certain it's as tight as I can make it, because it is, trust me, having done this a couple of times where the pom-pom has fallen apart. It's very frustrating and very disappointing. Right, now I'm going to leave those there for now so that it makes it easier to fluff up my pom-pom. But what I'm now going to do is take my scissors and snip all of these loops all the way round. And there's more in there, look. So I keep snipping. Any more? No, I think that's all of them. And I'm going to go around and snip around this way. Keep snipping. There's a few more in there, look. So, looks like there's a few there. So, fluff it up a bit. Give it a bit of a ruffle. Oh, there's a loop there, look. And then I'm going to give him a bit of a haircut to try and get him a bit rounder. So I'm going to start. And you just kind of snip away. Ooh. Until a bit like trimming a hedge. Ooh. You're happy that it's a pom-pom. I'm going to go a little bit over that side, and there you go. And then it's at that point, oh, is that a loop there? It's at that point you can then cut those two, and you're left with a ball. So now you've made your missile, you need to make something to fire it with. For this, you need 2 loo rolls, a pencil, a pair of scissors, and some sellotape, and the 2 elastic bands from your goodie bag. And the first thing we're going to do is take one of our loo rolls and fold it in half like so, and with the point of our pencil we're going to attempt to make a hole in the top of our loo roll, like so. Oh, didn't want that to happen, did I? Let's try and get it with a pencil, with a point of the scissors first. This is why you might need an adult to help you with this bit. So through there, and through there. Like so, to keep your loo roll together. And now what you're going to do is take your second loo roll and you're going to cut some slits down there on one side, and then exactly opposite you're going to do 2 more. And I'm just going to get 2 pieces of sellotape ready. That's the end, don't want that. There's one. There's 2. So I can find the end in a minute. I'm going to hook 1 elastic band over one of those loops, and secure it into place, and 1 elastic band over there, and secure that into place. And then I poke so that's what it looks like from that angle, and that's what it looks like from that angle. And then what you do is you pop your loo roll in like your pom-pom in like that, you pull it back, and then you fire. I don't even know whether you saw that. That's just landed in the cat's food bowl and frightened them. Let's see if we can get another shot. There's my other pom-pom. I'm going to try from this angle now and see whether you get the chance to see it. Oh, ready? So I'm pulling it back like this, and then I let it go,